So this is my character. Still trying to figure it out. Okay, it's like this. When you play the Titan class, you kind of have to pick your poison with him. Either you're big, slow, and do a lot of damage, or you're trying to stop from being big and slow, and by making yourself faster and you lose a lot of points. Whichever way you want to play. So I've tried to do, like, for example, when I look at my character here, so I tried to play the fast way, where I kind of try to get as much speed as possible so I wouldn't have to, you know, be kind of slow with like Sunder, because my class is pretty much Sunder. Well, doing that, Sunder's still slow, so it doesn't really help all that much. So I was like, okay, well, let me reverse it and try to bunker down. And so instead of trying to go as fast as possible, I try to go as slow as possible. But when you do that, the tree kind of rewards you, because like a lot of the things that are on the Titan, like for example, over here, you know, you have 1% reduced attack for 18% damage, again, and again, you know, where you have 5% reduced attack speed, but at the same time, it increases your stun buildup as well as your attack damage. As well, when you are wielding a two-handed weapon, which I am, you also get another 5% reduced attack speed. Plus over here, it does the exact same thing. 5% reduced attack speed for stun buildup and 40% damage with two-handed weapons. So the slower you are, the more it rewards you with damage. So really, it kind of comes down to, as long as you can get one hit off and kill everything, it's okay. But if you have to get off multiple hits in order to kill something, then you have a problem, right? Because it'll take you 20 seconds to get the next hit away. And so I did like the fact that I was super tanky, and the fact that you can wield a two-handed mace and a shield was just like, for me, that's like love, because I come from a paladin. So when I was playing WoW, I played nothing but paladin. I played tank and I played healer, but I was a paladin on both. I played red pally too sometimes, but mostly I was playing tank and healer. So I come from a paladin, and this is essentially a paladin, because, you know, you can run intelligence, you can run dexterity, you can do whatever you want to with the class, but you're essentially a paladin. You have a hammer of the gods, and you can essentially, you know, have a nice shield. You're very tanky, you can do all kind of stuff, but his moves, man, like all the moves that you have to choose from. Here, let's do this. Let me go grab a skill. All right, so his moves, like for example, Earthquake. Let's look at this guy. Oh, sorry.
Earthquake creates jagged ground that slows enemies. After a few seconds, the ground explodes with an aftershock, dealing a large amount of damage.
Slow. Let's just try the next one.
Rolling Slam strikes twice and can be redirected as you move. The first slam is effective for stunning enemies. The second slam is larger and deals more damage.
Also slow. I'm not done. Like, it gets worse. Like, okay, even Leap Slam, which to Leap Slam's credit was actually one of the fastest moves you had. Like when I had played by Cyclone Slayer, I would Leap Slam in and then just spin to win. But Leap Slam has gotten so slow now, and it's not just because of this class, it's a slow move, and you know, you can speed it up with martial tempo and speed up your character, but for it to be the way it was, it doesn't feel the same, you know? It feels like you're in the air and you're getting shot out of the air. That's what it feels like.
Leap Slam is useful for closing in on enemies and stunning them.
Okay, you see how long it took him to make that jump? That's the reason why I was like, okay, every move, it takes so much speed to get him up to par where he's attacking very, very quickly, that I was just like, forget it. If I want to, I'd rather have all the damage and kill somebody in one hit than have as much speed as humanly possible just to hit for medium damage. And plus, having a lot of speed means that you also have a lot of strength, and that's kind of a rich man's game, and I don't really have the funds to do it. I would have to play for a lot in order to get to that level, because like when I look at my weapon is only level 142. And the reason why level 62, but strength of 142. The reason why this matters is because when I'm looking at my tree, in order to wield a two-handed mace and a shield, you need what's called Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield two-handed axes, maces, and swords in one hand, but it triples the attribute requirement, which is a lot of strength. Most of the in-game weapons are over 200 strength, which means that you need like 650 or so strength in order to wield them. I would say 636. I don't want to get anybody to get offended. 636 is how much strength you need in order to wield these weapons. Well, okay, well, in order to get that kind of strength, you have to take this, and doing that reduces your mana. This actually gives you an attack damage, but it still reduces your mana. So now you can't use your mana. So now you're up here trying to change your mana into life costs. And then, okay, so what about more strength? Okay, well, you can get some strength down here, and that increases your stun threshold, but it's not a ton of strength. And then, you know, if you try to come over here, or I'm sorry, not over here, but over here, you can get strength. But this is, I use this as well, and that's pretty good. But then if you come over here to try to get 10 strength, then you can also try to go for this, but this also slows you down. So to get that much strength, you would have to hit all of these 5 strength nodes in order to get down to like attributes, like down here, and then get +4 to attribute, +4 to attribute, and then +10% to all attributes in order to get enough strength to do the golem's blow with the shield. And the reason why you want a shield is because you want that block chance. And I couldn't see myself going that far down and going for a weapon that's that strong, because the one that I have is just fine. I like the idea of being tanky, and I don't want to get rid of it just so I can do some strength. Oh, and the realm's going down, so we're not gonna be playing this for very long. But yeah, I like the fact that I'm tanky, and that's kind of the way I went with it, because I play a totally different play style. I play bunker. So essentially what it is you throw down your wall here, and when I'm near my wall, it increases my rage, and then my Sunder takes forever, but at the same time is building rage while I'm in the air. So it takes around 3 to 4 seconds, or 3 to 5 seconds, depending on how slow I make it. And while he's in the air and while he's charging up the Sunder, or if I'm doing the Hammer of the Gods, whichever one, he's building up rage behind the wall, and all the mobs will hit the wall, which is really good. So it'll basically, if there's 100 people and they're crowding you, you can basically section them off with the wall, because the wall has like 6,000 health. So you put one down and it'll section off a group, and you can take care of this group, and then you take care of this group. The problem is people can shoot over the top. So that little purple flower or whatever that does chaos damage, it shoots over the top, and it forces you to do certain things that you normally wouldn't do. So for example, I may do a situation where I'll get near a wall and I'll put down my wall here and see how I'm protected like this, but I also can't go anywhere. So if they shoot in the air and you're not moving, all of those flower petals will hit you and they'll just one-shot you. So that was the problem I was running into. So I had to change up my build, even though I liked it very much. I liked being able to move around and then put down a shield and then just use Sunder for everything. It was really nice because my Sunder is so wide, it hits everything. So like if I come back a little bit, that kind of range for Sunder is crazy good, right? Because you can hit anything and everything all the time. And I really like that. I enjoyed that. And I just need something to protect me so I'm not so wide open and everybody's attacking me from every direction. So I use the shield, back a little bit, and then charge it up, fire. And sometimes I stay behind a little bit longer because I may bring down the hammer, for example, and do Sunder at the same time. So you'll have the hammer hit you and Sunder in order to kill weird mobs. And in that time frame, I didn't hit like 20-30 rage, which is really cool. So it does have its benefits for being this slow and this lumbering, but the flowers, which I know they're gonna get rid of as of right now until they rework them, made me change my mind, because I'll be like right here behind like a tree, and I'll be, blocking myself and then getting ready to charge up my attack, and then these flower petals will come and just straight up kill me. And that would really mess me up because you can't go nowhere, right? You're stuck. So now I just do Stampede 24/7. So, and Stampede is pretty nice. I mean, originally I didn't like it because it's kind of lumbering, but it's okay. So now I would do a Stampede, and then I may do a charge, and then a Stampede, and then a charge, right? In order to make a lot of room. So I'm constantly moving, so I'll never hit that purple thing. If it hits me, it won't kill me. Versus whenever I was like sitting in bunker, it would hit me and kill me all the time. So I made some changes. I kind of like the character the way he is now, but I mean, there's a few things I still want to do. Like for example, I need to get my what is it called? Sunder and shield charge as well, but Sunder and Stampede, these guys, I need them to get 6 chain, which takes a lot out of you. But at the same time, I kind of want them to get to that level so that having that extra slot is like a 30% damage increase. So that would be really nice. That way I don't have to worry about having to roar in order to crit, because Sunder does this thing where it's a critical hit if they're fully broken armor. So, but sometimes I just like using Sunder just to use Sunder, because Sunder hits at such a wide arc. It hits at a wider arc than any other ability whenever you give it upheaval. So it hits in a very, very wide cone. But to be fair, the other ones will too if you give them upheaval. But I like the way it hits. So because of that, I use it all the time. Even without shouting in order to break their armor, I just use it. So I'm a big fan of Sunder, but I really need to get it to the 6th link. So, I mean, I still have some growing to do. I'm only level 81, so I'm in game, but I'm not like the strongest ever or anything like that. It's just I'm really tanky. So let me go ahead and just do a map so that way I can kind of show you how he plays. Actually, let me just juice up this map real quick. So we'll just do, I'll just do a 10. I'm still on 10, so I might as well do a 10. So I still got a little bit left and I got 2 more maps, so I might as well do it. See, in fact, we don't have a whole lot of time before the servers close. Monsters are armored. Okay, cool, whatever. Oh, and I'm also cursed with enfeeble, so this is gonna be great. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me try the other one. I need 2 anyway, so we might as well try the other one. I just don't want to be hit with enfeeble, because then it kind of doesn't give you a good idea of the way I play because I'm already slowed. All right, so we'll do this one. Let's do this. That way we can fight a boss. Alrighty, which one is the one that's not enfeeble? Was it this one? Yeah. All right. All right. I've never personally done this while talking, so we'll see how it goes. But I'll try my best. I used to run with the map on so I can actually see where everything's going. So I might turn that on and off. So be warned. I apologize ahead of time. All right. So like I'll go in, and then.
You won't escape.
Stop it. Oh. Okay. So then I may do this, like this, and then smack them. Like that, right? That way they can't get near me and kind of back off a little bit. So that's the way I use my wall.
Fortune favors me.
Now, I do realize that I can hold up my shield. I just don't like doing it because when you hold up your shield, you're in one location. Whereas if you just put down the wall, you can move around. Because some things may make you evacuate from your wall. Whereas if you're holding your shield, you can't really evacuate unless you charge out of it. That's my only problem with just using my shield. And plus, I don't want to get stunned. Even though my stun threshold is very high, that's what I normally do. So it's kind of like, you're slow, true, but you're premeditated. So it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just wailing on you, right? You know they're coming. So you might as well go ahead and charge the attack. And then for long distances, you start off with that and then now you do the other one. And I really like that because now I'm mobile and I can move. Ooh, got my map back. That's what I'm talking about. Right? So the reason why they're blowing up is because of armor explosion. Armor explosion also made me change my build from what I used to do. Because armor explosion is really nice. And before you ask, I already tried to put armor explosion on shield charge in order to try to use shield charge just on its own in order to make everybody explode. The problem with shield charge is it doesn't build enough stun. And on top of that, if you choose a map that has high stun, you can't do anything. Whereas Stampede hits you multiple times and then it can also aftershock. And so you have more chances of stunning that person. The stun is what triggers the explosion. All right. Looks nice, looks nice. So basically, it's kind of like that. And if I know I gotta go a long way, I'll do that. Oh, it's this one. The dog and the arrows. Okay, that's fine. All right, so this is how I fight bosses. I just kind of, well, I mean, oh, he's not even attackable. Give me that. I took his strength. I took his defenses, so I can just fire off on him. Oh my God. Hold on.
I'm not ready.
Oh my God, he's still alive. Bro, chill.
Flee before me.
I didn't know he was gonna still be alive, bro. Like, okay. He was kind of far from me, so it probably is just range. But I have max accuracy. I'm over capped in accuracy. Matter of fact, I'm so over capped, I don't even need precision. So it's kind of an interesting one. I didn't really play him the way I really wanted to. Kind of the way you do is you want to build him up, and then you want to stun him with the ability that actually breaks all armor. The reason why he survived that is because the Stampede is the one that has the overpower. I'm sorry, not overpower, but which one is it? Stampede, overpower, momentum, armor explosion, overpower. No, it's not that, it's devastate. Yeah, devastate. So basic attack is the one that had devastate. If I would have hit him with basic attack, I would have broken all of his armor. Without basic attack, I'm talking. Without basic attack, I'm essentially breaking him from only 50% of his armor, which is right up here. So break 50% of armor or heavy stunning the enemy. So I'm only breaking him for 50% of his armor versus all of his armor, right? Or it's all of his armor for devastate, right? Let me make sure. Yeah, fully breaking armor. So I'm not fully breaking him because I broke him on Sunder. So that's the problem. So that's why he survived it. I just thought that, he would just die because I do so much damage, but no, apparently he can live from that. So note to self, just do the basic attack. Normally I was just trying to show kind of like my bunker style, but yeah, I normally use basic attack on bosses because my basic attack holds the devastate, which will break all of their armor. Half armor, apparently he still survives, and he's very, very angry because of that. He almost killed me in one shot, which was crazy. I just wasn't expecting it. It's rare somebody can hit me like that and it not be chaos damage and almost kill me. Well, he didn't almost kill me. He took me like to half health. That's cope. He really did almost try to kill me. But, okay, let's see where we are. Uncut support gym. All right. Get a little bit of that. I would like to get the skill 6 socket. I think that would help it a lot. Ooh, no sir. Yeah. He's one of the types that comes around, which is fine. It's not necessarily to protect you from the main boss, it's to protect you from the ads. If the main boss comes around it, it's not really that big of a deal. It's only a big of a deal if they're all just attacking you at the same time, and you may hit somebody who has chaos, and I don't have any chaos resistance currently. My chaos resistance is like 10. That's the problem. It's the regular ads. It's not really the bosses. Oh, let me go over here. I like cleaning out maps because just to make sure I get enough maps for everything that I need. And plus, I think I still need to kill the boss here. Well, outside of the main boss I just killed, like the actual bosses before the server shut down. So let me speed this up a little bit. I don't see anybody. Generally, the bosses will have some kind of circle around them, so you kind of know. Like that. Okay. Slow him down. See what I mean? Like that. Like that.
I need more time.
Get away from him. All the way away from him. Somebody has purple, gotta kill him. That's an archer, wherever they are. So on these higher maps, if you have low chaos, never go for the body. Always go for the archer with the purple stuff. For now, until they fix it. All right. Oh, that's a,
Protection!
I don't need protection from these guys. I was just doing it just to kind of show you how I do it. And you can see how much rage I build up behind the wall. I can build up more rage. If I had some more points, I would put it in rage so I can build up my rage a little bit quicker. But this is kind of what you get without having any points in rage. Literally, I have none. But it's nice because like you go behind the wall and you position yourself a little bit. Bam. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. So I just need to build up my, okay, it's restarting in 5 minutes. I just need to build up my, my rage a little bit quicker. Let me see. Find the boss. Oh, there he is. Poor Jim. We'll beat this map real quick. Go out the way.
I can't yet.
I don't want to take that hit. Full break. Now I can show you. He's dead. Get all the way away. All right, cool. Map completed. Get the stuff. All right, bet. And the server's getting ready to go down in 4 minutes. And the map is complete, right? All right, cool. So let's kill a few things while we can. I'm glad this update is coming out. I'm excited for it. Not getting killed by the dude with purple arrows. It's just, oh my God, he's so bad. Sometimes I'll do the skill out in the open. If I'm not afraid of anything, I'll do it out in the open. Normally I would take his defense, but, ooh. Oh, for crying out loud. It froze me, but I'm protected behind my shield. This is how I play, normally. Before I started knowing about armor break. That was smart. When they charge you out of the picture. Oh, it's tier 5. Come on, I don't have a lot of time. Let's get this over with. Hey, I did it. Let's go. Might as well get it. It's here. Orb, scroll. Done. Let's go. Oh. By that time, if I hit him with that full break, it's pretty much over. Anyway, so it's like that. So it's not even hard. And he's so tanky and he does so much damage that it's not really even hard for him to actually fight mobs, especially at like a tier 10 map, which is really impressive for me because I was having problems at like 7s and stuff whenever I was doing bunker and I was getting hit by that arrow, which I guess will be no more by the time this update is done. But yeah, that's essentially how I play. Like if it's something that's really crazy or it's something that's I'm about to get like bum rushed by a bunch of bosses, I just put down my shield and then I'll get behind it and then I'll stay behind it as long as I need to and then I'll just bam. Or then I'll summon both. Like for example, you can hit the shield, summon, and start the actual, they hit at the same time. That's what I normally do. And by the time my shield is done and my wall is done, they're dead. So that's usually what I like to do for something, and just hit them very, very hard, and then just kind of go from there. So I really like the bunker playstyle. It's just that things will kind of push you out of it. But, you know, we'll see how it goes after this update. But yeah, I'm excited about it. So yeah, that is my thoughts on Path of Exile 2. I really enjoy the game. We'll see how it goes from here on out. But yeah, it's made me pretty happy the way that it's been so far. Even though there's things that I do want to work on, like for example, the Temple of Sekhet or whatever. I still don't have my ascendancies simply because of what happened. Like, cause if you guys don't know, there was a video that I did about me just raging because of what happened with the Temple of Sekhet. And the Temple of Sekhet, what was so crazy about it is that I had gone to basically you have to go through 3 different floors. So each floor takes about 45 minutes. So you have to go through 3 floors and then beat the boss at the end in order to actually get your third ascendancy. And so I had gotten all the way to the end, and I've died like maybe twice, but one was my fault because like I ran out of honor because I didn't know that between them you can talk to them to try to rebuild your honor. I just kind of went through it and then realized, oh crap, I don't have enough armor. I didn't know I could still like talk to them and get like updates with water in order to build my honor. So I was running into that kind of situation. So because of that, I died at the end because it was just too many traps. So, but nowadays it's supposed to be easier after this. So we'll see how it goes. But for example, trial. Actually, you know what? I don't like showing myself and talking at the same time. So I'll just mute that. So it's like this, right? And it is basically a lot of traps, a lot of mobs and stuff that you attack. But the problem is your honor at the bottom there, that's the thing. So basically it's not that they're hitting you, they're hitting your honor. And so when they hit that, that's how you actually take damage. It's because of the honor. Now, what's cool about it is if I have my shield up, I don't believe it actually takes from my honor. I tested a little bit, but I didn't want to lose because I'm sitting here trying to test the shield out. So you can kind of shield walk into a lot of situations, but still, it's kind of a pain in the butt when you think about it. So it kind of irked me, and then dying like in that kind of fashion. And that was kind of the problem. It's just so much death, and all it takes is a gimmick or some type of lag or a wall or anything like that, and then you just lose your shot. And it just takes too much time. So I'm happy to see that the updates that they have are gonna help with Temple of Sekhet. So basically melee characters, if you aren't aware, in the new patch for Path of Exile, the melee characters have a 35% damage decrease on their honor when they're close to mobs. And it starts to go away the further away they go. So now I don't have to like spec into like molten, what is it called? Molten lava or whatever, in order to throw like fire grenades at people because they kind of keep you at range. So there's a lot of mobs. Oh my God, that is craziness. But there's a lot of mobs that like to fire from afar, and they'll keep you at bay, and you don't want to take a hit because it hits your honor and not your health. So those kind of situations, I'm glad that they're doing something to help with that, because melee has been struggling when it comes to the Temple of Sekhet. I'm level 80 and I still don't have my third ascendancy. Like it's really bad. Like I have all of my ascendancy by like level 60 in PoE 1. So and I didn't like, to be fair, I didn't like getting my ascendancies back then either. So it's not like I'm coming out from a place that I've never done it before. I've never, had before. It's just ascendancies have never been great for me. I don't really like going through traps and puzzle bosses and all that kind of, it's a bit much for me. I don't really like the idea of doing traps, and plus the traps take so much damage and you don't really have that many potions. There's not enough mobs to kill. It's a whole thing. I can talk about Path of Exile for like a really long time, but yeah, Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2, I do enjoy the gameplay. I'm not the type of person to roll another character. That's my thing. I'd quit before I roll another character. I don't like the idea of leaving something. If I'm on it, that's who I play. And so because I started with Warrior Titan, I wanted to finish as Warrior Titan. I didn't want to re-roll something. And so for me, all of the subsequent new things that came out, I just rolled the same character. So I would play Warrior Titan, and then I'd play Warbringer, or then I'd play Warrior, then I'd play Warbringer kind of thing. So I would play basically a different ascendancy of the same class, but I won't change classes. So I have every iteration of Cyclone, Duelist, Slayer, so on and so forth, when I was on Path of Exile 1, and now I would probably do the same thing on Titan or Warrior, whatever you want to call them. So that's essentially the way I play. So it's kind of, I really like the play style. I like the big bulky play style. It's kind of like, instead of you playing and just attacking as things attack you, everything is premeditated. I do a shield charge because it doesn't deal any damage, and then devastate. or not devastate, but stampede. Shield charge, stampede. Shield charge, stampede. That way there's a 50% chance that I'm already charging by the time I see a mob pack. So I'm about to get ready to slam the ground before I even see them. So that's what I really like. So those are the kind of things that I really enjoy when it came to Path of Exile and Path of Exile 2. It's like, okay, you're gonna slow me down. Well, I have a way of actually doing things now that I'm slowed. And now they're also gonna make it so that some of the shield attacks actually deal a lot more damage. So we'll see exactly. Maybe shield charge does enough damage where it can actually stun and we can armor explode, which would be really cool. So I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. The patch notes have come out and we'll see exactly how they go. But yeah, I didn't know it was actually gonna do the update today. They never actually mentioned when the update was coming out.